Oh, it was a school bus. I thought it was an unnecessary car. Well, hello, I'm Erica and I am Odd. How are you? I'm doing well. It's raining. It's fall. It's starting to move down to like 70 degrees now. It's been a little bit hot this week for my liking. Hasn't been ridiculous, but it's September, so let's like get with the program. I want a nice 62 and some rain and some changing leaves. I digress. Anyways, I can't explain to you how excited I am, nor can I explain. Oh, I forgot something. Oh my God. My ADD is just everywhere because I'm so pumped. Neurodivergency is popping off. I am so excited. So as we know, I got back into reading this year. I decided to not let my past negative experiences with reading through my school system define my love of reading, because I did really used to love it when I was a kid. Long story short, I got really into the Goosebumps series. I read all of them in my school. I was about to like get my name on a tile on the ceiling for like reading so many books and taking so many AR tests, and I was pumped. And then they fully discriminated against me. Adults. This was illegal. They decided to say that I was reading too much of the same book, so they were taking 50 points and I had to make it up by the end of the school year. There was barely any time left in the school year to do that, especially with dyslexia, so I decided to cut my losses. I like even told my parents at the time to just not push it because they were too, but I was just so over it. And then I didn't really read for fun ever again after that until these past few years. So like last year I got into Audible, which I still use, and then this year I got into like reading again because it's about the enjoyment, not how fast you get the books done, but I digress. So I finally decided to make the leap. This is something that like book lovers struggle with. I've seen other book lovers struggle with it on Book Talk and BookTube and stuff, so it's deciding whether or not you're gonna get an e-reader, and your girl did. I got a Kindle. I got a used Kindle, which is why I'm not unboxing it on screen, because I had to make sure it worked so that I could leave a review for the person that sent it to me. And I decided to get a used one because I was like, what if I spend this like chunk of change, because they're not super expensive, but I was like, what if I spend this chunk of change on a Kindle and I don't even like it? What if I never use it? What if I never pick it up? I was wrong. I had had this in my grubby little hands for 4 hours reading. I love it. It's great. Now I'll still get physical books. I still have the physical copies of my favorite books, because when it comes to electronics, they're great. This is fantastic. But what if the power goes out for days? That's happened before around here. We get such bad storms. Power's gone out for days. What am I going to do? Can't charge anything. So you have your physical books around just in case. And of course, I want to keep physical copies of my favorite books so that I always have access to them no matter what. But for like my little mysteries and my spooky stories and books that I love, this is perfect. Also, I was running out of space on my shelf. Quite literally, I've been running through books. And also my to be read was getting out of control, so I'm like, this is perfect. It travels well. I can take it literally with me everywhere. I've heard people using the term emotional support Kindle. I've owned this bad boy for 4 hours. I'm attached. With that being said, the Kindle Paperwhite. I'm currently reading The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Fantastic book so far, but I do know one thing that I for sure wanted to do when I got the Kindle, and that is we're gonna decorate this bad boy. I don't know if anybody is on Book Talk or like BookTube. Kindle decorating is such a thing, and I love it, and it makes your Kindle personal and aesthetic. So that's what we're gonna do today. Today we're gonna go with a fall theme, obviously. I'll get Christmas stickers when the time comes, but let's go ahead and decorate this bad boy, shall we? I don't know what's in frame. I don't know what is. If you see my feet, don't be weird. So basically how people decorate their Kindles without destroying them is they get stickers and they lay them flat, and then you put your clear case on top, and then that's how you can switch them out constantly. I had to arrange them around a little bit, but that is the final product, and I think that it is so cute. You can pretty much see everything that I wanted you to see. That's my biggest issue with collages, is like, you can't see one sticker that I put down, but that's okay. But it's so cute now. But now I just want to take you guys through my little fall reading list. So I think these are the ones that I'm gonna attack in at least September and October. As far as November goes, I'm not sure. So I'm starting with the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. So far it's really cute. It's very Gilmore Girls vibes, but there's also supposed to be like some mystery to it, but it's like a cozy mystery. So far it's really cute. I'm not into like super romantic novels, like romance novels. They're not my thing. And this one is like, it's got a cute air about it. One of my best friends and I are reading this right now at the same time. And then I want to start The Quarry Girls. It looks really good. So I'm pretty excited about that. That is the lineup so far. I'm also listening to It by Stephen King still. It's a long book, okay? I'm also listening to The Shining. But right now I'm so enthralled with Pumpkin Spice Cafe. That's gonna be like my day. But I need to go get a massage here in like an hour and a half. It's shaping up to be a very cozy week and I'm just living my best cozy girl life, you know what I mean? Okay, I have laundry behind me, so there's that. I'm about to head out to a movie. I'm gonna go see My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. Here's the thing. I know that this movie probably isn't gonna be good. I know that. The second one, not the best, not my favorite. I love the first one. I feel like I have to see it. It's kind of like Evil Dead. I haven't liked any of the Evil Dead movies, but every time one comes out, I'm like, ugh. All right, fine, you twisted my arm, I'll go. Feels like I have to like see it through. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about the Kindle. I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. I'm a Kindle girly now. I can't explain it. Actually, yes, I can and I will. I finished the Pumpkin Spice Cafe in 2 days, which is unheard of for me because I am very dyslexic, so I'm not that fast of a reader. I think I figured out why the Kindle is working so well for me and for my dyslexia. So if you're somebody that's dyslexic, maybe it'll help you too. Obviously, dyslexia is permanent. It's forever. It doesn't go away, but this is how it looks on the screen, right? That's how big the words are. They sort of have paragraph and a half per page on screen. And I think that that is really helping with my dyslexia because one, it's like less visually overwhelming because here's the thing, right? This visually with my ADD and my dyslexia looks daunting. It looks very daunting to get through and it feels like almost impossible. And part of that stems from my own personal issues with reading and like how the school system basically traumatized me with it. But also there is something called ADD, ADHD paralysis, whatever you want to call it. It basically means it's like an overwhelming sense of like anxiety or stress or like something looks very daunting so you have an inability to sort of complete them because even no matter how small the task is, it seems very colossal in your mind. And so I think the key with this is I don't see the book. It's this thin. So when I pick it up, I'm not going, oh my gosh, I have this much of this book left, because how my mind works too, especially, is if I look at something, my mind goes, you have to finish that today. And you don't. That's not what like reading and books are about. It's not even what movies and shows are about. You don't have to finish them all in one sitting. Do I? Yeah, but that's not the point. And so with this being like visually compact, I think it helps me move through books more. And then another thing is I can make the font bigger or smaller. That was my biggest pet peeve with books, was I would really want to read a book because it looks interesting, but the font is so small. And for some reason, when font is smaller, my dyslexia likes to act up more and likes to cause bigger issues more. I like don't pick those books because then they also give me a migraine when that happens and it's awful. But with this, I can make the font as big or as little as I want. I keep it fairly bigger. Right now I like the setting that it's at, but if I ever need bigger font, I know that I can do that. But I do want to give a short little review of the Pumpkin Spice Cafe because it was so cute. So here's the thing. I'm not really like a romance novel type. It's not my vibe. It's not my thing. Same with movies. Like I'm not a huge like romance movie person. Like rom-coms. I really don't like a whole lot of rom-coms, but funny enough, my favorite movie, The Obvious Child, is it's kind of like everything that happens before the rom-com. Like I said, there are a few that I really do like. The Holiday, that's a really good one. I like The Proposal. Just Friends is a really good one. I swear I'm not just listing Ryan Reynolds stuff. I really do like them. But I mostly stick to like sitcoms or like spooky movies. But I thoroughly enjoyed Pumpkin Spice Cafe. So if you're like me and you don't really like romance books or like mushy books, then you'll probably still like this. There are a few like risque chapters, if you will, some spicy chapters as they call them, but it's not like at like an annoying level. So like I read Verity because my friend recommended Verity to me and she's like starting to get more into thrillers. It's a thriller, but also it's considered like a spicy book as well, and that aspect of it just like got redundant and annoying, where I'm like, I get it, but like I want to know what happened. Why did this accident happen? you know, without giving too much away about Verity. And this one moves it along very quickly. You get right back to the plot, and it's great. The plot is adorable. It's very Gilmore Girls, but I really loved all the characters in this. It's a nice, cozy fall read, and she does have a second book coming out where we actually get Hazel's story. So I already pre-ordered that for the Kindle, so it'll show up. It said July 26th is when it will show up on my device. So we're gonna get Hazel's story. I'm pumped because I want like good things for Hazel. She's a sweetheart. But it is the perfect cozy autumn read. I can't recommend it enough. Also, my hair turned out relatively okay today, I think. We'll go with it anyways. I just got out of Walmart. Super overwhelming. When like I go to Walmart this close and or on the weekend is always just a madhouse, and I regret it every single time. So I need to remember to go earlier in the week. But when I was in there, I like kind of lost my mind a little bit because I keep seeing people all over like TikTok and YouTube where they have these Kindle stands for their bed, where it's basically like a free floating arm that holds their Kindle for them so they can be lazy and read. And I love to be lazy and read. I'll probably get one of those like pillow stands that I see everywhere all the time just for like when I travel and stuff with it. But I did end up getting this for like 10 bucks in there. I thought that this was pretty cheap, and it works well for like all tablets, it says. So it looks like it'll fit small enough to fit my Kindle. And I have a story time for you guys, so I want to tell you that back at the house. I have like some tea from the movie last night, but I need to go wash my car. I need to be outside because it's kind of gorgeous out. The temperature's starting to drop, thankfully. It's relatively quiet out, and now that I'm out here filming, I'm sure someone somewhere will run an electrical appliance outside. We'll take what we can get for now. We'll get into the movie review in a second. You can hear all the wind chimes on my porch. So I go to the movie, and all the theaters around me are ones that you have to like pre-select seats before you go in. You know, when I was younger, you could just buy a ticket and then pick your seat wherever you want, and you had to like save seats and stuff. With the panorama, that kind of ended for the theaters around me. They all adapted the system of you pick your seat at the register. That's the seat you paid for. That's the seat you're assigned. And so when I was picking seats, I picked two on the end because there was nobody in back of us or in front of us. Somebody did end up sitting in front of us, but I'm totally fine with that, unlike the person I'm about to talk about. And I noticed when I picked the two seats, let's say that they're like right here, there were three over here taken in the row behind us. Completely separate. Like there's a few seats in between us all. So I was like, cool, everybody will be comfortable. So we walk in and there's a person in the seat that was not assigned 2 seconds ago, but I didn't care. I'm like, hey, maybe you didn't like the seat. Maybe your seat's broken. You know what I mean? So you switch seats. As I get closer, she has her bare feet on the seat that we're about to be sitting in. And she looks at me and she goes, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Go ahead, girls, get your stuff and move down a few seats. And I just kind of looked at her and I said, what, you're gonna move down to the seats that you picked and paid for? Yeah. I went with my mom. My mom and I are talking, basically being like, what the is this? Well, what the is this? You know, trying to just basically saying back and forth to each other, we didn't do anything. Because it was just upsetting to just be looked at and go, are you fucking kidding me? For sitting in a seat that I paid to sit in and was assigned. I'm following the etiquette. Like, I don't know what I did. And you could tell this chick was just a Karen, but I think she was a Karen that had kind of never been called on her And one thing about me, I'm gonna call a Karen on her But then she leans over and goes, oh, no, I wasn't talking about you when I did that. And one thing that I hate is, number one, entitled people, like this woman was being. And number two, I hate when people try to assume that I'm not as intelligent as I am, or try to backpedal and insult my intelligence in a way to make me think that I was misreading the situation of her looking at me going, are you fucking kidding me? Move your stuff down, girls. I know exactly what happened. This is not going to be a smart move for you, lady. So she says to me, oh, no, I wasn't talking about you. And I whipped my head around and said, then what were you talking about? I want in detail exactly what you were talking about if it was not me sitting in front of you. And she had no words. She just kind of looked at me. She went, well, and I went, exactly. It's done. This is done. And I turned back around. And that stuff gets on my nerves, where you're so entitled that you expect the rest of the world to just accommodate around you constantly. That's not how it works. But that's the tea. And as far as the review goes for my Big Fat Greek Wedding 3, honestly, it's exactly what I expected. It was not good. It was good, but it wasn't good. Here's the thing. It's so cheesy, and you could tell that the budget did not go towards like a solid script
poor storyline for a lot of people. I think that there were beautiful parts, the family coming together, that all was beautiful, but it was just such a cheesy movie, and it's only an hour and a half, but it felt like 2.5 hours, I'm not gonna lie to you. But overall, is it like the worst movie I've seen? No, I've paid more money for worse movies, trust me. So if you're like me and you love the first My Big Fat Greek Wedding, don't go into this thinking it's gonna be as good as the first one, because I did that with the second one and was very disappointed. So go into it with no expectations and you should love it, honestly. That is the biggest hornet I have ever seen in my life, so that tells me it's time to go inside and edit this. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.